So this is Ride here. You are able to create workspaces. You can have multiple workspaces with different users and invite them into your workspaces so you can collaborate together. We really want Ride to be one of the ultimate collaboration platforms for both developers as well as non-developers. We found that there's a lot of tools out there. If you're a full stack developer, you can utilize and you build software, but you're really limited if you're not a full stack developer and you're just somebody who has a business or is wanting to build a startup and kind of build things yourself or get some help along the way to have someone build it for you, but you still want to be in the loop the whole time. So with Ride, you really get that ability to still be in the driver's seat while, you're building the software, having someone build it for you. I got my workspace here. I'm going to create a new project. And today we're going to I found one. It's an online ordering and reservation system. I'm always trying to come up with like different ideas every week on what might be relevant. So I thought this might be useful if you're in like the hospitality space or you're a restaurant and you need to, do some like online food orders or do some reservations for your business. So let's create that. And then this is all right. So creating our project here, what is great, every project that is created uses our starter kit. So, which is a foundational application that has kind of everything that you need to build an application to start all of your core stuff. So, something that used to take, a few weeks or a month or more of just kind of building, you get minute one with there. So you can really, again, focus on what is special about your application, what is special about your unique use case, your problem that you're trying to solve, and not just kind of get everything up and running and spin as fast as possible. So we have three stages, like I mentioned before. You can plan, you can build, and you can publish your software. So first thing we want to do is start in the planning phase. So I have a little paragraph here that I'm just going to copy paste. So, a custom app for a restaurant or cafe that lets customers place takeout orders and reservations directly without a middleman services. The app can showcase the menu with high quality photos, allowing customizations, or examples such as extra spicy or allergy notes, and process payments. On the back end, it would like to send orders, the kitchen printer, or display managed reservation slots. By owning the system, the business saves on third party commissions and maintains direct contacts with customers, aka collecting emails for marketing. Sounds great. So at this stage, we are just having a conversation with the AI. You can also add a human code buddy into the mix if you're wanting to build the project, have code buddy build the project with you. What's really great about this is the AI kind of knows everything about everybody, asks a lot of diagnostic questions, and it allows you to really dive a lot deeper in having like an rough idea of what you want to build and then building that into a coherent plan that can actually be developed into software. Whether you're using the AI to build it, you're coding it yourself, or you're having a code buddy build it for you, this really helps everyone involved understand, okay, this is what we're building, this is what the end result's going to be. And so we don't have all that friction and confusion that can often happen in the software development process. So here we go. Now that sounds like a fantastic idea. Well, thank you. Have a direct channel between a restaurant, cafe, and customers means the experience is more control. To help you shape this, let me walk through things that work today. For example, how does someone currently place a takeout order or reserve a table, whether they call in, use a website, or walk in? What does the team do once they receive an order? Say currently people just call. So I want a web app to streamline this. And then what does the team on your end do once they receive it? Currently, they just use paper. I know a lot of places that just do that. And the other thing too is I'm sure there is apps out there that can handle this for you. But when you do that, you have to pay a subscription to them. They're constantly changing. The other thing is they're probably building it for a mass amount of different types of businesses or different types of restaurants. So they're going to be kind of doing everything as kind of wide as they can to kind of accommodate everybody, but they're not going to necessarily do what is specific for your use case exactly. So the advantage of building custom software for just your business is you can have it designed exactly as you need it. It can streamline your specific operations. You don't have to kind of work around what it is. And then also you don't have to be like gate kept. And that's a big thing in SaaS software. It's like, oh, it's pretty cheap to see it started. But then when you want the really nice features, you have to start paying a higher and higher premium. Or as I'm sure you've all experienced, it just seems like those monthly costs are keep going up and up every few months. So before you know it, you're spending a considerable amount of money, or you have to really open your wallet to get those advanced features. When you can build something yourself that's custom specifically for you, as well as launch it into the cloud for starting out for free, which is awesome, you can really, really save yourself a lot of money in both development costs, but also just the time it takes for your staff and you to follow the operations, as well as give a higher customer experience. So that way, you're getting better word of mouth, you're increasing your inflow of all your customers, and it just works out a lot better. So that's one of the kind of reasons I always like to say it's better to kind of build for yourself rather than just going with an off the shelf software. In the new app, would you want both takeout orders and table reservations being available for our customers, or are there cases where you want to limit one or the other? Let's say they can choose either takeout or eating in the restaurant slash cafe, do a table reservation. Also, when you receive a takeout order, how do you let your kitchen know? Do you walk the paper over real loud? I would like monitor. All right. I just said they can choose to take out or eat in the restaurant and do a table reservation. And I would like monitor or tablet in the kitchen that has this app and shows how the order is compared. Cool. So you mentioned things like takeout order, reservation, order receipt. It might help if we define exactly what they mean. Takeout order is an order for pickup only, not delivery. A reservation, does this mean someone will dine in at a specific time? An order receipt, is this kitchen sees or prints? Yes. So one takeout order is just pickup. Reservation means yes, they will dine in at a time of their choosing that is still open and available. We will need to limit or to have a user set how many tables they have available. And three, order receipt, this is just kitchen sees, also something the company gets, would be for both. One formatted for the kitchen, one formatted for the customer. I was just thinking here, oh, perfect, just started. I was going to show you guys this part anyway. So definition changes. So what's great about this is everybody who's working in the project can understand exactly what we mean by a takeout order, a reservation, or an order receipt. Oftentimes you have these specific terms that are somewhat ambiguous, and you need to understand. Everyone in the project may think they understand it, but in reality, maybe there is a little bit of difference, and that can lead to confusion, especially when it comes to, developing the product. If your developer doesn't fully understand what your product owner is talking about, then that leads to a lot of friction. Thanks for confirming here. Takeout order. All this match. Would you like to add or move any part of these? Nope. Perfect. Great. You mentioned customer placing orders. Okay. So core users be customers and kitchen staff. Customers, front of house staff, and kitchen staff would all use the app. Okay, so now we got new user types. It's removing just a base boilerplate user that kind of came in the starter kit, and we're actually refining now to be a little bit more specific. So, customer is a guest who uses the app to place takeout orders, make reservations, and view menu information. Front of house staff is responsible for managing reservations, checking in guests, updating table availability, and coordinating with both customers in the kitchen. And kitchen staff is responsible for viewing, printing, and preparing orders from the app and marking orders as complete. Perfect. All right. Thanks for clarifying the core user groups. It's helpful to outline the process of flow. Could you walk me through step by step how you imagine the customer would app to place a takeout order? I'm just gonna leave this to the AI. I would like you to choose what would be the most effective process here. I'm not too sure myself. We have the ability with the AI to not be as prescriptive and specific as we want. We can leverage the AI to give us like an idea of, okay, like here's these steps that we want. I can read them, I can refine them, and then from there I can get my idea rather than having to think about everything step by step, like defining these nine things, which I probably wouldn't have done, or maybe I would have made it more verbose and more overly complicated. So I think this sequence looks great. It's just a really cool way, again, of getting your ideas out of your head and into a plan that can be developed into software. So here's our first workflow. Workflow here is like we're starting with take order and placement. So this workflow describes the process of a customer taking order through the app and browsing the menu, pick up steps to the kitchen cast to fill the order. It's got user stories, it's got acceptance criteria, it has everything we need. If I wanted any changes, I could request revisions in here, but for the sake of the demo and speed, we'll get things going right away. All right, if we can now map out similar stuff, making reservations. Yes, let's do takeout orders next. Yes, let's do the next. And what's kind of neat here is one thing we talk about a lot is We do agile development, which means, you can build just the pieces that you need, you verify them there. But when you're planning stuff out, sometimes you can work more in a waterfall method. You can work more linearly, where you're like, okay, let me think this out step by step by step by step. And so depending on, how you think about things, how you like to build things, where you're at in the different stages, you have a lot of versatility to build exactly as you want, which is great. So you can, once we define all these workflows, we can pick and choose and we can start in whatever order that we feel like is appropriate, usually at the top, just for the sake of, the structure of actually building the app and testing things out. But, you can kind of just build it your way, and you can build what's most efficient to you and what's most effective and what makes sense. And you can then start testing those with users and getting everything going. So anyway, here's the draft, the main steps again for test. So let's do it. And what I would say a lot of times, this planning, you do want to take a good amount of time good planning this, because again, it is kind of the structure and the bones, the plan, the blueprint of, again, what is the plan of building your software. And you don't want to just kind of completely just vibe code your way through and be like, yes, 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 yes. But again, we're doing a quick demo here, so I'm not going to be as methodical as I would be doing it, for an app that I was like, okay, I'm going to build a business, or my business is going to rely on this, or this is some personal software that I'm going to be using every day, and I want it to actually work the way I want it to work. So I'm going to take a little bit more time. Would you like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And what's great about this too is at the beginning, it's going to ask you a lot more questions. Looks great. And then as the AI has asked a lot more, has a lot more context, has a lot more understanding what you're looking to do, it'll ask you less and less, and it'll just start putting things up for you then to refine and go. So the process actually gets significantly faster the farther and farther you go along in the planning portion, which I really appreciate. Such as marketing emails. Let's do marketing emails. So we'll do that, and then we will do the reporting. And then I think that's a good amount of workflows to get us going. So, all right. Yeah, and then there's also notifications, there's customer feedback. Kevin, just giving me suggestions of things that like should or would or could be in those apps, and then I can really, again, tweak and refine as much as I want. Perfect. All right, so let's get this last one going. Perfect. And let's stop here. Let's stop for here. Here, I want to build. What's also cool about this is we can look at the entire workflows as a whole, and we could have the AI analyze everything to make sure that is there any like optimization or streamlining that we could do, because some of these applications can get pretty, complicated. Our businesses are complicated, our lives are complicated. So how can we utilize all these tools, find patterns and ways to optimize it? So as we build stage by stage, we can then, pull back, look at it as a whole and refine pieces. So that's another really awesome way about planning. The other nice thing that can happen is after we start, building out these features and get feedback by users, then we can come back into the planning stage and refine based off of real data on like what people are, what they're saying, how they're using things, how you've been using it, and then tweak them and rebuild accordingly. Again, it's a living document in one way. It's kind of your central source of truth for your plans and your team. So everyone who's working on that project can then see how everything's evolving based in real time, essentially, compared to, like the product team is a few weeks ahead of the sales team, which is, part of the other part of the team, and you're all just kind of in different boats, rowing different directions. Here, you're all together, you're all kind of rowing together, you're going the same way, and it makes it a lot better. So the next step here, we're going from workflows where we have these, and I'm just going to go to tasks. So I can, again, build these in any orders that I kind of want, but I'm going to start with the take order and placement. So I'm going to hit plan. The AI then is going to go through and start planning these things for order payment. Should payment processing happen directly in the app, or will it handle in person at pickup? They should have the option to pay in the app or pay with cash, pay at pickup with cash or credit. So again, it's just kind of like, how should this stuff be done? Like, okay, maybe I need to understand a little bit more in here. I'm really, again, breaking this down into what was a workflow. Now it's a real plan that's going to be built into software. We're going to use the AI here to kind of help us go here. It's going to let us know what needs to be done for tasks to be completed. So we got a first task of building the customer facing menu. Then we're going to create a checkout flow, and then we're going to build a kitchen staff dashboard. And all these things are going to happen, with either yourself or the CodeBuddy developer or your own internal developer. And you're going to understand, okay, like this is what we're building. This is what I'm going to be getting. This is when it's complete, which is often really ambiguous when you're in a traditional development environment. And from there, you're going to then be able to complete those tasks and know when we're done so we can start testing. These look great. Again, if I had any revisions that I wanted to do, I could message the AI here and we can tweak. You can get it exactly how you want it, or you can just kind of leave it up to the AI like we're doing. So I'm going to save those tasks. So tasks do have dependencies. So we are going to start with implementing the menu, and then we're going to break things down step by step. I could have also, one thing for demo purposes, we've done this quite a bit, but it is a little bit risky, is you could say, I want to combine all of these into one task. And sometimes that can work good. The AI is getting more and more powerful. We have a lot of specific training that we've done, all of our methodologies, and it's built up, like trained against our starter kit. And so it can do a really, really high quality job. But just like throwing something over at a human, if you throw too much at them at one time, you might not get the results you want. So in this sense, I wanted just to keep it small. So let's implement the menu browsing and cart. So from here, we're going to go into our coding view where we will be able to build this portion of the app. Let me scoot this over. We do have you have full transparency into the app itself. You can view all the code. You can edit inline. You can search files. We have a really unique thing, which is our focus view, which is something unique to CodeBuddy, which allows you quick access to your most commonly used files, which is really great for, again, building very quickly. At any point, you can search the files, or you can just ask the AI to pull up certain files for you, which I use all the time. All right, so here's kind of our building plan. So great, we got our core requirements, we got our proposed implementation steps. We're going to have this type of data model, this type of front end components, these actions. All right, here's some questions. Should be pulled from the back end or be mocked for now. One, mock for now, because we're doing a demo. Two, our spice level is always text or should be a drop down or standard option. Then be optional drop downs. It doesn't make sense to have something like a soda and have a spice level on it. Three, cart persistence should cover. Yes, cart should persist. And four is the handoff scope for this ticket, or does it end? Does the handoff to checkout in scope for this ticket, or ends at the cart? I'm not sure. Do what you think is best. Again, add a little bit of abdication of responsibility there, but we'll see how it works. And again, nothing's permanent. We can always change and fix that. All right, yeah, proceed. All right. And again, the experience is very similar to just like you were working with a human in the process. I like to say, even if you are a developer, you kind of take that role of a tech lead where you're overseeing your army of developers. Just happens to be these army of developers are AI and not humans, but you can have similar conversations. You can give a lot of detail. And just like a human would then, ask questions, make sure they understood, then go away back to their desk, code stuff up, and send you back a change request. You get that same experience with the AI. It just happens much, much faster. So you see here as it's going to go through, it's going to think about stuff. It's going to start looking through different files. It's going to start creating files. And then it's going to be, oh, we want to create a project. Yes, let's create. And again, at the whole time, what's great is it's going to keep us in the driver's seat. It's going to ask us when it wants to do things. Can I create this stuff? Can I do this? I'm going to change these things. Do you want to do that? So again, you're in the driver's seat the whole time of really understanding like what's happening, how things are structured and way is going. And you can change in line. You can tell it to do it. You can do the coding yourself. Again, it's all about building something that's quality, that's scalable. It's more accurate than just relying solely on the AI, being completely blind. All right, so here's our first thing. So our menu item dot type script. Yeah, so instead of, like it just kind of doing everything and then you have this like, oh, it happened fast and oh, this is really cool. And then later on you kind of pay for that speed, that little the debt comes due because then you spend more time trying to fix everything. And maybe there's things that weren't structured the right way and it doesn't scale up and it all starts to fall apart when you start adding other features. So we wanted to really have a different approach where again, you're in control the whole time. You're seeing what stuff is added, you're seeing the way the classes are, everything is going through. And the other thing is, if you're not a technical developer yourself, you can really learn by going through this process. You can tell the AI, like, hey, here's my skill level. Can you explain to me like what you're doing in this thing? And you can really then learn and understand like how things are built, what the changes are, and then you are have a much better understanding of the software that your business or startup would be relying on, or you yourself with your personal apps that you're going to be using. You understand how they built rather than a traditional method where you would just hire somebody to build it. They spend, a week, a month, a year, building that thing for you. And they go, hey, here you go. And you're like, cool. Hey, it works. I don't understand how it works. And then when something breaks, you have to go to them. So this is a really, really neat way of, again, you're integral to the whole process. You're involved in the whole process. And even when you have other people build things for you, you can utilize the AI and go through things to understand what has been done, how it was set up, how things might be changed, how things might be tweaked. And it makes you, again, just a lot more powerful, like you would have never been able to without, again, the AI and the unique tools that we have here. All right. So now we have the following implementation steps are complete. We've got a menu browsing UI, cart and customizations, cart functionality, navigation, next steps. You can access menu via the cart, menu items here to further polish, attach and create images to match if you want real images. Let me know what you want to add. Let's do those things. So I'm just going to do one more step here. Now it's going to create an image menu structure. And then we will commit those changes so you guys can see what we're doing. So it created a spicy chicken curry. Yeah, okay, I like that. So I think these are just mock things right now that we would then upload real images into. Again, just getting us something to show. So they'll just be blank to start. But again, just as we're building all those things, just kind of are good scaffolding, good foundational elements that when we can, play with and understand and refine and tweak and do all of those good things, rather than again just spending a lot of time building everything from scratch, figuring it out, and then publishing it up and then find out, hey, I built someone no one wants to use something no one wants to use at all. And this is kind of the big difference. You might build something that you think is great and no one cares. So the idea is like, again, how can we build as quickly and effectively and whether it be cost or time, to validate our ideas. And then we can go through and tweak those ideas and refine and change and pivot and do all those things as easily as possible compared to again going out to spending a ton of your time building this out and then having all that debt of the sunk cost of that time or the monetary cost if you go have someone build it for you and you find out hey no one wants to do that. So all right, cool, let's do like editing card items in place. All right, yeah, let's do that. Sorry, I said we were gonna do just one, but that seems like a good one, so do that. And then we will hit run, see, if there's any bugs or tweaks, things that we need to kind of fix here. We do have a really cool way of fixing bugs within Ride. So kind of, as bad as this sounds, I kind of hope that there's a few bugs so I can show you the process of debugging your application at this stage. And then we will kind of show you what you have. Again, I just really enjoy the building portion. It's kind of addictive to be like, oh yeah, let's add that feature. Oh yeah, let's add that functionality. Let's go through that. Makes sense. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yep, we should definitely be doing those parts. All of those things are like really great because it just makes it a lot easier to go through those, get a much higher resolution app than we could have through any other way, really. And yeah, just fun to build. I don't know. That's one of the things I love most about, Ride is that it's just genuinely fun to use. And it's like just inspires me to like just build better software. And I really like that part. And again, I myself am not like some super advanced full stack developer. Heck, I run sales for CodeBuddy, but now that I have the ability to kind of build things, it just feels very empowering, which is great. All right, so let's go through. Let's run. Let's see what we get here. All right, our back end is now running. Perfect. Let's get the front end going. And the front end's running. Hey, no bugs. That's awesome. Like I said, I thought it would be kind of neat too if show you how the debugging works, but it's always great to one shot the app too. So, anyways, here is our application. Everything runs locally to start, so we don't have to worry about committing any cloud resources or anything like that until we're ready. It also works great if you're kind of working on a little bit of a secret project that you don't want to necessarily be ready to share with the world. You can keep it all done in your machine, which is great. So let's create a little demo account. So let's call this demo at codebuddy.com. Oops. Let's get that autofill. Let's do a super secret password. All right. Oh, it does not like the little cheesy password I gave it, but that's fine. Again, we're just running locally at this stage. All right, so let's log in. All right. Yes, I know I need to change my password each time. Okay, cool. So here's our app. And right now we do not have anything on the front end. So let's get that going. So we need to edit cart and place. So first, I would like on the welcome screen to see the menu and be able to add them to my cart. So again, now that we can see the app, we can understand a little bit more on how things are placed. So um, let's add it to the welcome screen. Perfect. So now we got an interactive grid. Let me pull that back up here. Yeah, awesome. So it is all live reloading here, which is great. Again, those were just placeholder images, so we could actually upload those to get real images in there. They're just, not real at this stage. Let's get rid of this. So let's change it to demo restaurant where all your dreams come true. So again, I could do these changes myself, or it's just faster to have the AI do them for me. So bam, demo restaurant where all your dreams come true. In the starter kit, we do have like a light mode, dark mode kind of by default, which is fun. You can kind of tweaks. If I wanted to say have it be something different, let's say here, let's introduce some different colors. So let's say I don't want the buttons to be green. Let's say I want the restaurants to be orange because that fits my restaurant a little bit better or something like that. Let's go back into ride. Let's change the buttons to be an orange gradient. I would like a light orange on the right or on the left, top left, and a slightly darker orange on the bottom right of the button. So one thing that we talk about a lot is retroactive design. I fall into the prey where I like things to look, pretty at the beginning. I like kind of you make things like match my mind. All this stuff really isn't needed. I'm just kind of showing it for the sense of the demo, just to show like how things are possible, especially as a non-technical, founder or developer. I'm not a huge developer. I can do these tweaks myself and feel confident that I can do them. Again, rather than like we're spending a bunch of time or asking someone to like do it for me and taking up their time. I was like, oh, I kind of want to tweak this, or I want to make the margins look a little bit different, or however, I have that ability now to do those like little refinements or those different things. And then I can enlist my development team or my developers or spend a lot more time building the big stuff, at a different time. Or so it just makes everything a little bit more efficient. All right, let's accept these changes. Oh, see, here we go. And now we even got a cool mouse over effect where it swaps. And again, everything live reloads. It's really cool. I can add something to the cart. I can choose my spice level. I can have an allergy note. So let's say GF. Special instructions like I like extra chicken. Nah, let's not do that. Extra sauce. And I can add it to cart. Cool. Next thing we would do, let's build it. We would want to build the shopping cart portion, or like add that ability to view the shopping cart. Do we not have that in here? Oops. Let's accept these changes. Menu browsing with cart customizations. Okay, so we haven't built the actual menu or the shopping cart portion yet. We're just getting the menu browsing and the cart with customizations. So that makes a little more sense. Okay, so let's finish out these. There we go. Oh, yep, it's just changing the buttons all over the place, which we needed. Add cart view. And okay, now let's accept those changes. So we do have a checkout view here. I would like to add a button to view my cart. Let's see if it will do that. Again, I'm going. It's just so fun to build. I should be stopping this demo right now, but I'm like, I just want to. I think I need that. I just want to keep that. And again, that's how I love when people get their hands on Ride because then they're like, it's just really fun to use. It's really sticky. It's just really, and it's just so much fun. I know I say that a ridiculous amount of times, and it's not, but it's just true, and I'm just excited about it. So, um, yeah, let's get that going. Oh, and you can see here, even like, okay, a can of soda doesn't need spicy level, so it doesn't have spicy level. All right, now there's view my cart button. Perfect. All right, let's go back into it. Reload. Oh, there it is, the bottom. Oh, and there is already. There's my spicy chicken curry. The subtotal. If I wanted to, okay, then go to there. Ooh, I have a place order, and bam, I get an order number already. That is so cool. So we go back to menu. All right, there we have it. And then we have the little back buttons as well. You get things going. All right, so I'm going to end it there for the building portion. Let's commit these changes. So we have our little things. We can make sure we're done. Menu can display all the items and photos. Customers can add a menu. Cart displays all chosen items, and cart updates in real time without refreshing the page. Cool. Let's complete this task. It's going to run and verify that everything's there. We're not getting any errors again before we go through. If we are getting any errors, then it's going to tell us that so we can fix them before. Again, it's just double checking, making sure that, okay, yeah, this task is done. Okay. Well, from here, anyways, let's review, go through our changes. You can go through and you can see all the changes that's happened. Once we go through, we can commit them. So first commit, we can save them, we can undo them. Bam. All right. So there we go. Now that we have those through, we can then go through and we can publish our software. What's great about this is we can add environments here at CodeBuddy using Ride. We have made it really simple to then connect, your Supabase. You can actually use the free tier to start now, which is great, not having any like cost to go through at the beginning. As your app, has more needs and demands, you'll want to upgrade to a pro tier. But again, just as you're kind of validating those ideas, it's great to get started for free. Same goes with Azure. You can actually get your first two cloud environments starting for free, but as you're needing to grow and scale and get everything going, then you have the ability to use their pay-as-you-go service to add more robust services as well. But we make it all as easy as possible to connect these up, get things rolling, and deployed as fast as possible. So we're all ready to go there. So anyways, let me go back to my little app here. As you can see, here's my demo restaurant. We can add things to the cart. So I'm going to add some soda. I'm going to add a garden salad. I can view my cart. I can edit my cart. There we go. I get updated totals. I can proceed to checkout. I can place orders, and bam, there we are. So, anyways, thank you everybody who watched me all the way to the end here. And if you would like to try out Ride for yourself, what is great is it's completely free. So, well, free to start, should I say. You can download Ride for free and you get $10 of AI credits when you create your first account. From there, we just do pay-as-you-go pricing, so you only pay for what you're going to be using, which is what's great about it. The more you build, you use some AI tokens. Let me go back here. I can even show you. So I have $5.64. This is after 3 demos, I think. So what we even built today probably is like $2 in AI credits. So again, you're not like having some super expensive like development costs, and you can get rocking and rolling. We also do have, if you want to have a good, like you want to build a startup or you want some custom software for your business and you don't want to necessarily build it yourself, but you want to have a human expert build it, we have our CodeBuddy projects. So you can click build it for me. You're able to schedule a quote meeting where you can meet with a CodeBuddy project manager and developer. We use Ride to kind of plan out what your first sprint would look like. You can see exactly how much something's going to cost, what your deliverables are going to be, and you can build for a fraction of the cost in a fraction of the time. We've been building apps for anywhere from 5 to 20K that, they got quoted 50,000 to 400,000 for, and I'm not even joking. It was crazy. They were showing me some of the quotes they got. And again, it's because we have a completely different approach to building than traditional development. We have our own tools. We build in sprints. We do that retroactive design that you've talked about. We have all sorts of methods to really make sure you're getting exactly what you need and you're not spending money or time on things that you don't. So if you'd like to learn more or get a quote, figure out how much it would cost to get your project going, schedule a quote meeting. If you just want to start planning and building yourself, download Ride today, get your $10 in free AI credits, and I'd love to hear about what you've been building. So with that, we will see everybody next week. You have a good one. Bye bye.